What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. So originally, this video was going to be split up into two, and I was going to talk about the Lion stats and the stats for Vastor the Archifane. However, with 10th edition being literally right around the corner, just a few months away, I figured these stats, these rules, they won't mean anything in just a few short months. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of make this a singular video talking about both the Primarch and the Demigod here, and just kind of talk and see as to which one is stronger, a Primarch or a legit Demigod. Because when you think about it, Primarchs, they were created by the powers of the warp with the help of the Emperor and the mother of the Primarchs, Erda. And you could say that the Primarchs are essentially demigods just for the Imperium. And on the other side, you have Vastor the Archifane, who is a legit demigod, something akin to a minor god. He is all about technology and innovation, and he's trying to ascend to become an actual god of chaos, like Khorne, Tzeentch, Slaanesh, and Nurgle. So by looking at their stats, let's see who seems to be the stronger combatant on the tabletop of Warhammer 40k. So let's begin with none other than the Lion himself, Lion L. Johnson. Looking at this guy's base stat line, he's got movement of 8, weapon skill, ballistic skill of a 2-up, strength and toughness of 6, 9 wounds, a whopping 10 attacks, leadership 11, and a save of 2-up. For the most part, he looks just like a Guilliman, so you can confer that Primarchs are pretty much going to have these types of stats, or at least similar stats, going into 10th edition. Now, when we look at Vastor the Archifane, this guy is a little bit different because he has a degrading stat line. But when he first shows up, he has a higher movement speed of 12 inches, which then degrades to 10 inches, and then his lowest movement is 8 inches, which is the base for Lionel Johnson. So right off the bat, Vastor is a faster combatant. Not just that, but his weapon skill is also the same as the Lion at 2-up. But when he degrades, that's with the ballistic skill staying at a 3-up, as opposed to Lionel Johnson's 2-up ballistic. Strength and toughness is also 1 better than the Primarch, being 7 instead of 6, and Vastor has a whopping 14 wounds. So this guy overall, he's stronger, he's tougher, and he has more wounds. So in a battle between these two, you can say that generally Vastor will stay alive longer because he also has a 2-up save. But on the flip side, he only has 7 attacks that go down to 6 and then to 5, while the Lion has 10 attacks base. Leadership is also lower at 9, but that doesn't really matter too much here. The Lion hits harder, but Vastor can soak up more damage. Baseline. Now let's go ahead and take a look at their actual weapons. So let's begin with the fealty, the Sword of Lionel Johnson. Just like most, named characters, he has 2 types of attack, a sweep and a strike. The sweep doubles the amount of attacks, so that would be 20 attacks at his strength of 6, AP -3, 2 damage each. Or he can hit harder with 10 attacks at a strength 10, AP -5, and 4 damage each. So that's pretty powerful. This legit can take out Vastor if he hits pretty accurately. And honestly, with 14 wounds and he's doing a sweeping attack with 20 attacks, it's not that hard to do that many wounds, especially at an AP -3, each one dealing 2 damage. So he could take out the Archifane in a single volley of attacks. Let's see if Vastor can do the same. So he has 2 close combat weapons, his claw and his hammer. Now you would think his claw would be a close combat, but it's not. It's actually a flamer type weapon if you look at the model itself, but it is a range 12 assault d6, strength 5, AP -2, 1 damage that allows him to automatically hit the target. So if he's anywhere within 12 inches of range, strength 5, -2 AP, 1 damage, but it's only assault d6, so that won't be enough to take out the Lion even if they all hit and they all wound. Not just that, but the lion has a defense that's pretty powerful, and that's the Emperor's Shield. So before we get to Vastor's Hammer, let's see what the shield can do. So the shield gives the lion a 4-up invuln. So right off the bat, 2-up regular save, 4-up invuln save, and every time a saving throw is made for this model, you have to roll a d6. On a roll of 6, the attacking model's unit suffers a mortal wound. So that's pretty crazy, because say Vastor fires his claw, the lion takes the Emperor's Shield up in defense, and if he rolls a 6, he essentially rebounds the attack right back at Vastor, dealing a mortal wound. So that's pretty powerful. But is it strong enough to take out Vastor's Hammer? So Vastor's Hammer is strength times 2, meaning it's strength 14, AP minus 2, 3 damage each. And if he's going up against a vehicle, which doesn't really matter here, it's easier for him to wound as well as to take out mortal wounds. So that's pretty powerful, but not against a Primarch. So strength 14 will definitely do or make it easier for Vastor to hit against his toughness of 6, since he's only needing 2s to hit, but he only has 7 attacks. So again, in a single turn of combat, he would literally have to hit with the Vastor's Claw in shooting, and then also hit with the hammer in close combat to be able to take him out. And that is just a maybe, because say he does roll a 1 on his assault d6 claw, that's only 1 attack that may or may not do anything, and then with his normal attacks of 7, you know, he could only do 8 wounds max or minimum, which isn't enough to take out the lion's 9 wounded self. So clearly the better fighter here is Lionel Johnson. Now, just because in a normal type of battle the lion can win, doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen, because you do have some special abilities here and there, such as the lion's forest walk, which allows him to get up close and personal with his attacker, essentially allowing him to deep strike anywhere on the turn. So 9 inches away is pretty close when it comes to charging, so chances are he'll deep strike in, he'll go for the charge, and he'll get into combat, and that's where he's best. When you're looking at the abilities of the Archifane, it's mostly to bolster his army, such as giving traits to demon engines or allowing command phase shenanigans. All in all, it doesn't really do anything to help him in combat or in shooting. So unfortunately here we see that anytime you're going to see a Primarch going up against a demigod of chaos, chances are the Primarch's going to win. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but he does have the body of the Unholy Artifice, which does give him a 4-up invulner save. And not just that, but it also allows him to subtract 1 from the damage every time he takes damage to a minimum of 1. So perhaps this may save him slightly, but at the same time, you know, there's just too many attacks coming from the lion. 10 attacks, or even doubling that with 20 with a sweep attack, that could take him out in a single round of combat. So unfortunately, it's not a contest. Lionel Johnson takes this. Now, the interesting thing about this is that we won't be seeing the lion taking on Vastor the Archifane in the final Arcs of Omen book. He will be going up against none other than Angron, the demon Primarch of Khorne. So this is a Primarch on Primarch battle, and this is where things will get juicy, because clearly, who's the best combatant in close combat? Angron, when it comes to the demon Primarchs. Where Mortarian's pretty much about like defenses, Magnus is all about the psychic phase, you have Angron all about going in there in close combat and demolishing things. No doubt this will be an epic battle between the Lion and Angron, and I can't wait till the final books of Arcs of Omen comes out so that we could see who exactly is the victor. It's probably going to be the Lion since it is his book, but Vastor didn't win in his own book for the Arcs, so we'll just have to wait and see. But with the final Arcs of Omen book coming out, that's going to lead us directly into 10th edition, and I cannot wait. So let me know your thoughts on 10th edition. What do you think will be the best thing about it? Is it the streamlined experience, the not having to lug around 6 books to play your army? Or is it the new things moving forward with the lore, such as new Tyranids. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you then. Peace.
Oh, if you could put my freedom